Yeah, we just make it so that the students. That's fine. నేను ఇప్పుడు మీకు పంపించిన వీడియో ఏమన్నా ప్లే చేయగలరా ఫస్ట్ మరి డౌన్లోడ్ Sriman, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. I can see you. I can hear you also, ma'am.
Sriman?
Yes, madam.
Can you hear us? It is whether it is clear or not because we
Yes,
haven't
madam.
got a mic system here. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. 2 minutes. We are downloading Santa Madam's video also. Aruna Suman Madam sent it today in WhatsApp.
Okay,
so that we can play that also through that disk only.
Okay.
Because your video will not be projected.
Okay, madam.
Good evening. Not late of late time of the delivery appointment. ఎంత మెమరీ ఉంది మీరు పంపించినప్పుడు 7 kb చూపిస్తుంది వీడియో అంత తక్కువ ఉంటుంది సరే వదిలేండి ఒకటి అంటే పెట్టి ప్లేసెస్ తీసారు కదా మిగతా అక్కడ పెట్టేసారు కదా లాస్ట్ Sriman, I'm starting the program. You want to start the recording?
Yes, ma'am. It started already.
Started? Okay, fine. Good evening to all of you. Thank you, first of all, for patiently sitting here for so long while we were sorting out the technical hitches with this program. I am Dr. Sailaja, Secretary of Vijayawada OBG Society. Today, 3 gynecologists from this society have come to you to sensitize you on the issue of saying no to violence against women. This is basically a program called Dheera, which was the vision of the first Telugu president of this federation at the national level. That is the Federation of Gynecological Societies of India. She is Dr. Shantakumari from Hyderabad. Since the last 6 years, she has been doing hard work to bring this program to you all. And she has tied up Foxy with UNICEF to bring it to this ground level. Before we start the program, let us all hear to Dr. Shantakumari. Sriman, please play the video. We are playing it also here in the projector.
Okay, ma'am.
Dear friends, Foxians, and the women of my country, I'm Dr. Shanta Kumari, President of the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India. As a doctor and a woman myself, I've observed very closely how prevalent violence against women is across the strata of our society and the enormous impact it has on the health of our women. My theme for the year as the President Foxy is Foxy for all always and Dheera, stop violence against women.
Dr. Shanta Kumari, who has relentlessly campaigned for the issues of girl child. I was happy to be the ambassador of Foxy Figure Ox in 2013, and I hope that me being an ambassador has motivated a lot of girls and many families.
Violence against women is a serious human rights violation, leading to injury and sometimes even death. Unfortunately, 1 in 3 women experience some sort of physical and sexual violence during their lifetime. Violence in pregnancy is also widely prevalent, leading to unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortions, neglected pregnancies with no antenatal care, all these contributing to maternal morbidity and near miss. As obstetricians and gynecologists, we have a great opportunity to assess and support women who experience violence because of the unique opportunity where we get to see them during the pregnancy, during the family planning visits, during their annual checkups, and multiple other times when they come to us. I strongly believe that by eliminating the violence against women, we are not only reaching the SDG goals, but also creates a just and equal society for our women. Until we make men and boys active partners, we can never end the violence against women. In an endeavor to sensitize our own fraternity, my initiative of Dheera was started to eliminate violence against women.
I completely support her vision and mission as President Foxy and also especially support her campaign, Dheera, Stop Violence Against Women.
It was in 2016 at the launch of Dheera. We brought together the police, the obstetrician gynecologists, the National Commission for Women, the women and men on one single platform to wear orange and say no to violence against women. We organized the public forum and cyclothon to launch Dheera. In 2017 at the Foxy Figo Congress, we partnered with men and organized the bikeathon and the flash mob. The high point of Dheera was at the International Figo Congress at Rio, Brazil in 2018. The declaration on no to violence against women was signed with Figo and WHO. It was here global societies pledged their support to end this violence against women. The Dheera campaign and march at the World Congress of Figo in Rio in 2018 got wide international publicity. No change is possible unless the young minds adopt it and make it a part of their life. Young minds are open and creative. They accept change. Foxy has always worked with adolescents for their health and well-being. Dheera this year adds a new page. I'm happy to share with you all that we are launching the Dheera online school certification course across the length and breadth of our country in all the schools. Foxy for all always. Dheera, stop violence against women.
Yeah. You heard Dr. Shantakumari. We are starting the program now. First, Dr. Susila will be telling you about what is violence and what are the types of violence against women. Indulo, how do we change that, Dr. Garu? Indulo down put kodamena. Yeah. Okay. Keyboard button. Okay, but every time right click, no click. Yeah, Freeman, can you share us the first PPT, please? Give me my glasses, sir. Careful, careful. Yeah. Freeman, you can hear us? Freeman, can you hear us now?
Yes, madam. Yes, ma'am.
Loud and clear?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So we have come to just tell you what is violence against women. So starting, I just want convey you all happy Women's Day, right? It's an International Women's Day, and then and also wish your mother, your sisters in the house. Okay, what? So next slide, please. So this is the policy and the UNICEF initiative, and the agenda today is what is Dheera, what is violence against women, types of violence against women, management and peer pressure. So next slide. Next slide. What is Dheera? Dheera means courage. Okay, the power of being together. అంటే మనం అందరం కలిసి ఉంటే ధైర్యంగా ఏదైనా ఎదుర్కోవచ్చు అనేది అర్థం. సో Dheera ఇది ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ లాగా తీసుకుని సెన్సిటైజ్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట అందరూ. Violence in the world to women with that. So broad algebra says not all men practice violence against women, but all women live in the threat of male violence every single day. It's a global problem and it is all over the earth. So we talk in the next slide, please. Okay, so violence against women is a human right violation. అంటే మానవ హక్కుల ఉల్లంఘన. So it causes short-term and long-term physical, economic, psychological consequences, prevents women from full participation and equal participation in the society. The magnitude is very high, it is immeasurable, and the conditions created in the pandemic like lockdown, reduced mobility, financial constraints have led to the alarming spike in domestic violence. Next slide. So you must have seen like ladies being beaten up, threatened, scolded at home and their neighborhood. Right? It is unpardonable and then on the part of one who performs it, and also it's a not excusable behavior. So the word which we use to describe is violence against women. So the violence against women is the most shameful act, and it is the causes the human rights violation. It is widespread. It knows no boundaries geographically, culturally, or it is seen in very families, it is in cultured people also. As long as continues, there is no real progress towards equality, development, and peace. So it means like మన దేశంలో ఉంటే కనుక మనకి ప్రోగ్రెస్ అనేది ఉంది. పురోగతి ఉండాలి అంటే వైలెన్స్ అగేన్స్ట్ ఉమెన్ ఉండకూడదు, జెండర్ ఈక్వాలిటీ ఉండాలి అని అర్థం. What exactly is violence against women? It is mental, sexual, physical trauma, forcing a woman to live in fear. So it is this problem is deep-rooted in our society, and ఐదు రకాలుగా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. ఇది toxic masculinity, patriarchal society, gender stereotyping, gender bias, sexism. Toxic masculinity అంటే మగ అహంకారం ఉంది. So patriarchal society అంటే కనుక సో patriarchal society అంటే ఆధిపత్యం ఉంటుంది, మగ ఆధిపత్యం. జెండర్ స్టీరియోటైపింగ్ అంటే కనుక మూర్ఖత్వం. ఈ జెండర్ ఇలా ఉండాలి, గర్ల్స్ ఇలా ఉండాలి, బాయ్స్ ఇలా ఉండాలి, జెండర్ స్టీరియోటైప్. జెండర్ బయాస్ అంటే లింగ పక్షపాతం. సెక్సిజం అంటే లింగ వివక్ష. సో జెండర్ బయాస్ అంటే ఏంటి అంటే ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఫర్ మేల్స్ ఓవర్ girls, and then girls are considered to be the burden. Female health issues are neglected. This includes both feticide and infanticide. If feticide and infanticide in the system, రైల్వే ట్రాక్ పడేశారు, అబాండన్ చేశారు, అమ్మేశారు, దట్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఇన్ఫాంటిసైడ్. పేట్రియార్కీ అంటే ఇది నేను చెప్పాను కదా ఆధిపత్యం అనేది. సో మెన్ ఓన్లీ హోల్డ్ ది పవర్ టు డిసైడ్ ఐదర్ ఇన్ ఫ్యామిలీ ఆర్ ఇన్ సొసైటీ. సో మగ ఆధిపత్యం అనేది లేడీస్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ సపోజ్ పార్టిసిపేట్ అనేది వాళ్ళ అహంకారం అన్నమాట. అది ఉండకూడదు. సో జెండర్ ఈక్వాలిటీ మా ఇంట్లో చెప్తూ ఉండేవారు, ఇప్పుడు కాదు. సో గర్ల్స్ ఫెయిత్ఫుల్ గా ఉండాలి, ఎమోషనల్ గా టాలరెంట్ డిపెండెంట్. బాయ్స్ ఏమో దే ఆర్ కాంపిటెంట్, లాజికల్, స్ట్రాటజిక్ యాటిట్యూడ్. గర్ల్స్ గుడ్ థింక్ ఆఫ్ అలా ఉండాలి, గర్ల్స్ అలా బాయ్స్ ఉండాలా మీరేమనుకుంటున్నారు? కాదు కదా. సో గర్ల్స్ యాజ్ వెల్ క్యాన్ బి కాంపిటెంట్, లాజికల్, ఇండిపెండెంట్, అగ్రెసివ్. బాయ్స్ యాజ్ వెల్ దే క్యాన్ బి సింపాథెటిక్, దే క్యాన్ బి ఎమోషనల్. ఆల్ దిస్ థింగ్స్. ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ లైక్ జెండర్, ఈ జెండర్ ఇలా ఉండాలి, ఈ జెండర్ ఇలా ఉండాలి. నెక్స్ట్ సెక్సిజం అనేది డిస్క్రిమినేషన్ against women, and then this is a next gender based problem. Next slide please. ఇందాక అహంకారం అనేది సారనానే I'm strong, I don't cry, I can control and my boss and failure. ఇదంతా మెంటల్ ఇల్నెస్ అన్నమాట. అలా అనుకోవడం it is not at all a good health. So obviously ఏమనిపిస్తాయి, girls also like they are boss at their work. They also do not try. వాళ్ళు చాలా హైట్స్ వెళ్ళారు, అన్ని రీచ్ అయ్యారు, అన్ని పదవుల్లో ఉన్నారు అనేది తెలియాలి. ఒక వీళ్ళకి ఇది వాళ్ళకి ఇది. నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్ ప్లీజ్. సో వై డాక్టర్స్ ఫర్ ఉమెన్ వాట్ టు టాక్ అబౌట్ మేము ఎందుకు వచ్చాము ఇలా మాట్లాడడానికి అనేది గైనకాలజిస్ట్ అట్ ద పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ కాంటాక్ట్ విత్ ద రిలేషన్ స్టేట్. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఆఫ్ ది ఉమెన్ ఆర్ రూటెడ్ ఇన్ violence and serious health problems during pregnancy have roots in violence. అంటే violence తో మా దగ్గర ఎక్కువ వస్తారు కాబట్టి మేము ఇది ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్టార్ట్ అవుట్ చేసి మీ జనరేషన్ నుంచి చిన్నపిల్లల నుంచి వైలెన్స్ ఉండకూడదు మా ప్రాజెక్ట్ వచ్చేసి. సో వై Dheera ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది అనేది చెప్తున్నాను. నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద క్యాంపెయిన్ ఫౌండెడ్ బై ఫాక్సీ ప్రెసిడెంట్ డాక్టర్ శాంతకుమారి టు స్టాప్ వైలెన్స్ అగైన్స్ట్ ఉమెన్. And all over India we are about 30 lakh obstetricians and gynecologists. Our target is to cover 5 lakh boys and girls from 9th grade to 12th grade and including 60,000 such teachers. We cover చేయాలి campaign లో. So the teaching should start from the house. So teach your sons అంటే అది చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి కూడా మగపిల్లల్లో మేము తీసుకురావాలి అని ట్రై చేస్తున్నాం. Because they are watching at home, they are listening their parents. So this is like to stop violence from the household. This is the project has been started. So we have to be courageous together to say no to violence against women, and let us all be #Dheera together, and we should build a voice. Our target is 1,000 plus 1 lakh plus week, and the monthly prayer form is #Dheera Twitter. So you should be one among the courageous voices. And next Twitter posted. So then you will get a certificate awarded by the Police Department Office. How do we exit from this, sir? Next PPT round. Can some boy help me? Laptop laga. Sir, is CPU connected? Can some boy help me? I want to exit from that PPT and go to the next PPT. Exit. Right click button. Right click button. Okay, fine. Yeah, we got it. కిందది నేను క్లిక్ చేసేది ఏంటి మేడం? ఇదేంటిది? టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ బాక్స్ స్విచ్చింగ్ జెండర్ డివైడ్ చేస్తాను. సో టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ బాక్స్ చూపిస్తాను. స్లైడ్ షో స్లైడ్ షో So now I'm going to talk on the types of violence against women. So this is the project. As I said, it is a federation office and gynecology society along with the next slide. So it is violence next slide as honor killing, femicide, and sexual violence. The types, I'll just cover it. So next is the, so she is Lakshmi Agarwal. You can see her disfigured face. So she has been attacked by a man who was 32 years old in 2005 and she was 15 years old because she rejected it. So an acid acid anamata. So this I think you have seen in a movie called Chapak where Sita Padukone has an acid as hero in that movie. So the so what can we do when somebody tries to throw acid like and ఒకటి threaten ఒకటి attack చేయాలి. So threaten చేసినప్పుడు ఏంటి అంటే you have to report to the trusted agent or police. Make sure to stay away from personal threatening and always travel in group and under section 326 the IPC it is punishable for 5 years in jail or maximum up to 7 years and shall also be liable to fine. So if as it attack జరిగింది అనుకోండి then make sure to get treatment as soon as possible. Talk to the parents, teachers, police and anyone you trust. Make sure you stay away from the crime scene and it is like punishable under section 326A IPC. Not less than 10 years and extend up to the life imprisonment. It is finable and also the accused has to bear the medical expenses of the victim. So honor killing అంటే పరువు హత్యలు. So murder of an individual, either an outsider or a family member, to protect the reputation of the family, as it is believed that the victim brought repute to the family. And then పరువు హత్య జరుగుతుంటాయి. Recently was a movie ఉంది. తర్వాత రంగస్థలంలో హీరో జాగ్రత్త కూడా చంపుతారు. ఏంటంటే పరువు పోతుంది అనేది ఒక ఇలాగా పెట్టుకుని చంపుతారు. బట్ ఐ థింక్ నో వన్ విల్ డూ ఎనీవన్ సపోర్ట్ ఏ మర్డర్. సో అక్కడ ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ అక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు అంటే పరువు హత్యకి వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళ పరువు వాళ్ళే వచ్చేసుకుంటున్నారు అనమాట. సో నో బడీ విల్ సపోర్ట్ ఏ మర్డర్ ఆర్ ఆనర్ కిల్లింగ్. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇస్ ది ఫెమిసైడ్. Femicide is a gender based crime. It is a woman based hate crime. So it arises where society prefers male over female and infanticide and suicide come under this. So మనమందరం ఏంటంటే ఈ రోజు చెప్పడం తల్లి కావాలి, పెళ్లి కావాలి, గర్ల్ ఫ్రెండ్ కావాలి. అసలు పుట్టడంలోనే మనం చంపేసి చిన్నప్పుడే చంపేసి ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తాయి? రావు కదా. ఉమెన్ లేదు, సొసైటీనే లేదు. So sexual assault. An act in which a man sexually touches a woman or compels her to get naked forcefully or without her consent. So this is punishable under 354 IPC 1 to 5 years and finable. And it causes long-term consequences on the mental health of the victim. Suppose you see somebody doing that, you have to stop it, and also you have to inform your teachers or somebody who does it. So if you okay, the management check about you have to stop it. And you all know that there was a rape incident in Delhi in 2013. After that, the Nirbhaya has come into work. And it covers the section 375 IPC protects against women against all types of rape. Section 354 IPC protects against sexual harassment and unwanted physical contact. So POCSO Act has been coming to work in 2012. This protects minors from sexual abuse. The POCSO Act and its both male and female, the girls and boys study cover చేస్తుంది. It is a gender neutral act. ఎవరి మీద sexual offense అయితే ఇది చాలా సీరియస్ యాక్ట్. మైనర్స్ కి జరిగితే it is an unbailable అంటే బెయిల్ కూడా తీసుకోవడానికి రాదు. This is a very good act that has been started in 2012 and then approved in our parliament. If you are a survivor of rape, do not shame yourself or sexual assault. If you are a survivor, do not shame yourself. You are not to be blamed. You are not at fault. Don't take any bath. Don't change your clothes. Write down what has happened, all the consequences. Because evidence పోకుండా consequence మర్చిపోకుండా ఉండడానికి రాయాలి. Don't change your clothes. Inform the police, report in timely manner so that there is evidence. So don't be afraid to speak up. If you don't speak up against the person may cause harm to you or your friend. So definitely you are supposed to pull the abuser name out. Cycle 10 is the psychological, physical and next psychological violence. Psychological violence is financial manipulation. It involves attempting a person to be dependent financially. So డబ్బులు ఇవ్వకుండా ఇబ్బంది పెట్టడం, సంపాదించిన వాడుకోకపోవడం అనేది ఫైనాన్షియల్ మానిపులేషన్. చిన్న కేస్ స్టడీ పెట్టారనమాట. రాజ్ మానిటర్స్ వైఫ్ అనన్యాస్ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్. అనన్య అనే అమ్మాయి సంపాదించిన పేరెంట్స్ కానీ ఇన్లాస్ కానీ కాదు, ఇది violence against women. Counsel చేయాలి. Then maybe she can go to
Next slide.
police. So next is emotional abuse. Undermine the person's sense of self-worth. So constant criticism, name calling, damaging a partner's relationship with children, not letting the partner see her friends or family. So ఇది ఎలా ఉంటుంది అంటే బ్లేమ్ చేయడము, వాళ్ళు ట్రస్ట్ చేసుకునే దాన్ని కామెంట్ చేయడము, హ్యూమిలియేట్ చేయడము, ఎంబారస్ చేయడం, ఇవన్నీ these all are the signs of emotional abuse. So ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అన్నమాట, శ్రేయ is married to Ashok and then Ashok earns less than శ్రేయ. So అశోక్ అందరూ వాళ్ళ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అందరూ తక్కువ సంపాదించిన అనంతరం తోటి అతనికి డ్రింక్స్ ఆఫ్ అండ్ గెల్స్ ఎట్ వైఫ్ అండ్ బ్లాక్మెయిల్స్ ఎవరీ టైం దట్ హి ఇస్ గోయింగ్ టు డైవోర్స్. దిస్ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఫాల్ట్ ఏమవుతుంది ఇలా రిపీటెడ్ గా అమ్మాయిని చేయడం వల్ల ఇట్ హ్యాస్ ఎ టాల్ ఆన్ మెంటల్ హెల్త్. ఆమెని మెంటల్ గా ఇబ్బంది పెట్టడమే కదా, అలా భయపెట్టడం అనేది. సో అగైన్ కౌన్సిల్ చేయాలన్నమాట, అతన్ని కౌన్సిల్ చేయాలి లేదా పోలీస్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాలి. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇస్ బుల్లింగ్, కంటిన్యూస్ హెరాస్మెంట్ either verbally or physically or cyber bullying, sexual online bullying కానీ ragging కానీ అన్ని comes under this. So cyber bullying, online form of bullying and abuse, and technology is used to write aggressive, embarrassing, hateful messages about fear in order to intimidate, harass, shame and control. So ఇవన్నీ ఆన్లైన్ లో మీకు జరుగుతున్నది ఇవి. ఈ మధ్య మీరు చూస్తూనే ఉన్నారు కదా, ఫేక్ అకౌంట్ వాళ్ళకి క్రియేట్ చేయడం, వాళ్ళ అకౌంట్ తీసేయడం, వాళ్ళ మెసేజెస్ పంపించడం, షేమ్ఫుల్ గా మాట్లాడడం, ఇవన్నీ కమ్స్ అండర్ సైబర్ బుల్లింగ్. సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా జరగకూడదు. సో whenever it happens, cyber bullying అయినప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? Suppose it is a Twitter account, it is a Snapchat, some other account. దానికి యాంటీ బుల్లింగ్ పాలసీ, యాంటీ బుల్లింగ్ పాలసీ వాళ్ళకి ఉంటుంది. సో get in contact with the customer service representative. Make sure that you collect the screenshot. వాళ్ళు బ్లాక్ చేసే ముందు మీరు స్క్రీన్ షాట్స్ అనేది తీసి పెట్టుకోండి. అండ్ అప్రోచ్ సైబర్ ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ సెల్. యూ కెన్ రిపోర్ట్ ఇన్ ఎనీ ప్లేస్. విజయవాడ చేసి, ఢిల్లీలో ఉన్న ఢిల్లీ వాళ్ళకి. ఇఫ్ అనేబుల్ టు రిపోర్ట్ టు సైబర్ సెల్, లాడ్జ్ ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ అది రీసెంట్లీ అంటే లేడీ పోలీసు కూడా అప్రోచ్ అవ్వాలి. ఇది వచ్చే అక్కర్లేదు. When an individual follows the woman and repeatedly tries to contact her without her consent, this can occur digitally and is punishable for peers under section 354D IPC and also finally. So Sanjay follows Dheera and wherever she goes follow అవుతున్నాడు, పిక్చర్స్ తీస్తున్నాడు. And then the sad part of it is, so hero రా అంటే వాడు నమ్మింగ్ ఎక్కువ చేస్తున్నాడు అన్నమాట. ఇది కరెక్టా కాదు కదా. సో మీ అందరూ కూడా బాయ్స్, మీ అందరూ కూడా అలా తప్పు చేసినప్పుడు తప్పు అని చెప్పాలి, వాళ్ళని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయకూడదు. Voyeurism, watching or taking pictures of the woman without consent and without the knowledge of the woman, and it is also punishable under section 354 IPC and for 1 to 3 years repeated that it is reading term. So ఇది మీరు క్రిస్టియన్ వాళ్ళ చూస్తున్నాం సార్ ఇట్లా జరగడం, ఫోటోస్ అవి తెలియకుండా తీయడం అవ్వండి. అన్వాంటెడ్ అంటే పబ్లిక్ లో అన్వాంటెడ్ రిమార్క్స్ చేయడము, సెక్షువల్ అడ్వాన్సెస్ చేయడం, టు ఇన్సల్ట్ ఎ వుమన్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో అగైన్ punishable under section 294 or 509. So criminal intimidation is when someone is threatened to cause death or hurt seriously or to destroy your property. This is punishable for 2 years under section 503 IPC. So sexual harassment, unwelcome sexual advances, request of sexual favors, sexual remarks, pornography without consent, all constitute sexual harassment. It can be reported under section 354 IPC, which is punishable for not less than 3 years of imprisonment. So ఇక్కడ వచ్చిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇచ్చారు, ఒక కార్నర్ ఓనర్ దగ్గర నుంచి డబ్బులు తీసుకున్నాడు, రీపే చేయలేదు, అంటే వాళ్ళ అమ్మాయికి పని పెట్టారు. ఇదే అదనంగా చూసి అమ్మాయి మీద సెక్షువల్ హెరాస్మెంట్ చేశాడు. సో డూ యు థింక్ దిస్ ఇస్ రైట్? So combination the both psychological and physical, this is commonly seen in domestic violence, okay, household violence. So it doesn't just have to be between a married couple. Father-in-law or mother-in-law, maybe sister-in-law, any pattern of behavior used to maintain power or control over the partner. So most victims of the domestic violence do not know that they are being abused. It is hard to believe that a trusted partner could be manipulative and can also be harassed by the in-laws. అంటే ట్రస్టెడ్ పార్ట్నర్ నాకు పెళ్లి చేసుకున్న దాంట్లో మోసపోతున్నాం అనేది చాలా రోజులు అర్థం కాదనమాట. అవి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ సైకిల్స్ లో అయిన తర్వాతే నేను మోసపోతున్నాను అనేది అర్థం అవుతుంది. ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే వాయిలెన్స్ గా లాక్ ఉంటుంది డెఫినెట్ గా. సో వాయిలెన్స్ ఇస్ వాయిలెన్స్, అది గ్రహించాలన్నమాట. సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ డొమెస్టిక్ వైలెన్స్, ఎమోషనల్ అబ్యూస్, ఎకనామికల్ అబ్యూస్, ఐసోలేషన్, బయటికి వెళ్ళకుండా ఉండడము, దాని తర్వాత థ్రెటనింగ్, ఇవన్నీ క్లెయిమింగ్, ఇవన్నీ ఆల్ కమ్ అండర్ హౌస్ హోల్డ్ లో చేసి దిస్ కమ్స్ అండర్ డొమెస్టిక్ వైలెన్స్. సో ఫస్ట్ టెన్షన్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం, తర్వాత ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ మీద విపరీతంగా కోపడడం, రిమోట్ అంటే సారీ చెప్పడం, కానీ అగైన్ హనీమూన్ అంటే లవ్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఈ సైకిల్ ఆఫ్ ఎవ్రీ 2-3 సార్లు అయితే కానీ అండర్ దేర్ కంట్రోల్ అనేది చాలా సార్లు అర్థం కాదు. సో డొమెస్టిక్ వైలెన్స్ యాక్ట్ 2005 ఇది ఒక యాక్ట్ తీసుకొచ్చారు. దిస్ కవర్స్ ఫిజికల్, సెక్షువల్, వర్బల్, ఎకనామికల్ అబ్యూస్, గ్రాంట్స్ ఇమీడియట్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, పనిష్మెంట్ అబ్యూస్ విత్ ఇంప్రిజన్మెంట్ అప్ టు 3 years. సో ఎండింగ్ violence against women one step at a time. సో ఒక్క స్టెప్ తోటి మేము అందరి స్కూల్స్ అంతా కవర్ చేసి 9th to 12th grade మీ అందరికి ఇవన్నీ ఏంటి అనేది సెన్సిటైజ్ చేస్తే ఒక సింగిల్ స్టెప్ లో మేము సమాజం చాలా వరకు కవర్ చేయొచ్చు. మీ అందరికి అవేర్నెస్ తీసుకురావచ్చని ఒక స్టెప్ లో మేము ఇక్కడ అందరం వచ్చాం. సో మీరు మీ వెళ్ళి మీ అందరు మీ చుట్టుపక్కల వాళ్ళకి కూడా సెన్సిటైజ్ చేయండి, హౌస్ హోల్డ్ లో కూడా సెన్సిటైజ్. సో ఇది మా ప్రోగ్రామ్ మెయిన్. So you have to be courageous. So courageous together say no to violence against women, and then let's be together in hashtag Dheera together and building a voice. Our target is 1 lakh plus tweets. So you should be one of those courageous voices. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Sriman will start management of war.
Yes, madam. I already shared my screen. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now told you what is violence against women, what are the different types of violence against women. Now I am going to tell you how do we deal with it, what are the management strategies. Next slide please. Here we will deal with what the topic itself and how do we bridge gender divide and the role of bystanders. Next slide. Again a reminder, by your post test and feedback, only after which you will get your certificate from UNICEF. Next slide. What are the factors that contribute to violence against women? There are many factors like alcohol abuse, superiority complex, some people feeling I am very great, there is nobody greater than me, stress factors, any anger issues the person has, troubled childhood. Most of us are lucky, we are being brought up well by our parents. There are some children who are orphans, they are not properly cared, they end up doing such things. Lack of compassion, addiction to drugs, mainly social discrimination which is rooted in our society, and the gender bias. Next slide. This violence against women war mindset is nurtured since childhood, as I told you, based on how a child is brought up. Next slide. What do we do if we know that somebody is being abused? First of all, don't be afraid. Just listen to what the victim is telling you. Do not blame the victim. Just reassure her to stay brave and always believe the victim. Please understand that it takes a lot of courage to come out and tell what they have gone through. Believe what they are telling you. Do not blame them and keep an eye on the situation. Keep an eye on the situation to make sure it is not getting dangerous. You yourself are not in danger. Ask the victim what her immediate plans are and report to any trusted adult, your teacher, parent, or the police. Respect the decision of the victim, what she wants to do, any action taken by you to not harm the victim. Next slide. What if you yourself are the victim? Recognize the toxic behavior of the cycle of abuse and protect yourself by going away from the scene of violence. Avoid doing anything which will make the situation worse. Report the incident as I told you. Keep a recording all the photographs as evidence of what happened to report. And suppose you have to go out alone, plan a safety kit, something like a pepper spray or anything with which you can protect yourself. I am not telling this only to girls. Boys are also being abused outside in the society. Please understand, your age group people, you should keep away from toxic people. When you are going out, just inform your family or inform one person where you are going. Put on the location app in your phone and share live location with your friend or sister, brother, parents, teacher, anybody. Let them know where exactly you are so that if you are in trouble, they'll be able to save you. Next. Yes. If you see an act of violence or if you yourself are the victim, have the courage to speak out. Don't let the abuser rob you of your voice. I understand that claiming your voice is difficult, but believe me, your words have power. Only if you speak out, the person who is doing the act of violence will go back. Let me tell you one thing. The person who is committing that act of violence is not a very courageous person. Only a person who is weak at heart will have such acts of cowardice. It's not an act of courage to ill-treat a woman. Only a coward will ill-treat a woman. So if you speak out, that person will back out. Take a stand because your abuser is very afraid of your voice. Next slide, please. If you do not speak out, you are letting down another generation of victims. Today, if you see an act of violence, somebody else is suffering, you keep quiet, tomorrow it will be you who will be suffering. Have the courage to inform your elders what happened. Never keep it to yourself. Give the victim a platform to speak, believe her, don't find fault with her. Have the courage to stand up for justice and do not let these people forget that once somebody commits this abuse, they are prone to doing it again and again. We have to put a break to this at some point of time. Next slide, please. We have been using technology a lot since the last 2 years when we have been having online classes. There are a lot of safety apps. Download them and familiarize yourself with them. Recently, the Dheera app was brought in our state. Share your live location with people you trust. You're getting into an auto or a taxi at night time, you're alone. Take pictures of the license plate and the taxi driver and share them immediately with some person. That driver will be scared to even touch you. Show him that you're taking pictures of the license plate and give them also. Tell him I'm sharing this with the police and the family. He will keep away from you. He will safely drop you wherever you want to go. In case of emergency, activate the location and these apps and share with your family. Next slide, please. If a person is not in a position to communicate through words that person is danger, this is the universal distress signal. Look carefully. Put your palm out. Put your thumb and close your fingers around it. This moment is the universal distress signal. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. If you see the distress signal, just check whether the person who is showing the distress signal is safe or not. Talk to them. Find out what they need. Find out what you can do to help them. If you find that the situation is so dangerous that it will be a threat to yourself if you try to help, immediately call the police or other helplines which I am mentioning now. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are the numbers. I'll share this PPT with your your principal. Take a screenshot of this number, save them in your phone so that you can call in an emergency. Next slide. Yeah. Here, the most important one is domestic violence helpline, gender-based violence command crime, and the child helpline. Very easy to remember. 1098 1098 is the child helpline number. Next slide, please. And what is the reporting process? Report the incident to the local police or the special police unit. See that the record your statement within 24 hours. Go to a nearby hospital to be checked by a lady doctor. Record the statement for the magistrate, and the special court shall certainly complete the trial and give judgment, punish the perpetrator of that crime within 1 year. Next slide, please. Our girls are very strong. Let us all keep it that way. Let us all help our girls become stronger. Next slide. Again, a reminder for your post test. Next slide. Let us all read #Dheera together and reach the target of 1 lakh voices, adding our courageous voice. What should we say? No to violence against women. Next slide, please. Come down. End the show. End the show, please. Sign already. Now, you bystander. Yeah. And Sachin, Lexi. Yeah. After telling you how to manage work, I'm telling you about the role of active bystanders. First, let us know what exactly is a bystander. Next slide. Again, a reminder for your post test. Next slide. What is a bystander? You are not the victim. You are not the person who is committing that act of violence. You are a person who is witnessing that act of violence. Any individual who observes an act of violence, discrimination, or any problematic behavior, but not actually committing it, not a victim, is a bystander. There are two types of bystanders. Next slide. Active bystander and passive bystander. Active bystander is who actively tries to help the victim. A passive bystander is not able నా టైం అయిపోతుంది నేను వెళ్ళాలి ఇంకొకరు ఎవరైనా హెల్ప్ చేయాలి నేను ఎందుకు ట్రబుల్లో పడాలి. These are the thoughts of a passive bystander who does not act on instrument because of social influence or fear of retaliation or the audience inhibition. What type of bystander you want to be? Loudly. Next slide. Any active bystander who wants to help a victim has 5 weapons in their hand. Those are the 5 D's. Next slide. Number first D is distract. It is not a direct way, it's an indirect, subtle and safe way to intervene. The aim is only to interrupt and derail that incident. Like if you see a person ill-treating a small child or girl, you go ahead and pretend to be loud. You ask what is the, where is this particular place, or you ask them what is the time, or you pretend to know the victim and say, hi Sukita, what are you doing here? I was just passing by, I came to speak to you. Talk anything irrelevant and take the attention of the harasser. The victim will have like, okay, somebody has come to help me. I have somebody to help and need not fear. That is 1. Distract. Next slide, please. Number 2 is delay. This will reduce the severity of that. Check with the victim, ask her if she is okay, offer to accompany her if she wants to go somewhere, or sit with her for a while, even if you don't speak anything. Some person sitting by your side itself is a big solace when she's going through the turmoil of facing an act of violence. Next slide. Number 3 is delegate. Suppose you are in a bus, somebody girl, ask the bus conductor to help, or your co-passenger to help. Uncle is irritating that girl, please help. Or if you are around a shop, go to the shopkeeper, say, I'm too small to go and help. Can you please help? They're irritating that girl. That is number 3, delegate. Next thing, document. Before trying to document evidence of the incident, assess the situation whether it is safe for you or not. See whether somebody else is helping that victim, trying to help that victim. If somebody else is trying to help, you start recording that. But if nobody is helping you first, go to the one of the first 3 Ds and try to help. Documenting is not more important than trying to help the victim. Only if somebody is helping her, you try to record, but always remember, somebody is treating a girl. You have taken a video of that situation. Don't go ahead and post it online. Next slide, please. You first ask the victim what she wants to do with that recording. She may not want it to become public. She may not like to share it with anyone. She may share it with only people close to her. Please understand her state of mind and do whatever she wants to do with that recording of her. It's not your decision to take. Next slide, please. Number 5, direct. This is directly confronting the perpetrator of that act of violence and telling him, this is wrong, you should not do it. This might be dangerous. He might redirect the act of violence towards you. You must assess the situation, be clear, confident, but very cautious. So the 5 Ds are distract, delay, document, delegate, and direct. Next slide, please. The golden rule, only try to help if it is safe for you. If you think the situation is threatening you also, call 100 and what is the child helpline number? Very good. Next slide, please. There are more ways to get involved. You can organize actions like writing stories, posters, or nukkad natak. You know some organization is working for it, donate your time. That's what we are doing now. We are spending your time with you, trying to sensitize you regarding this issue. Very important. And if somebody is an active bystander, really trying to help, if you don't have the courage to be an active bystander, at least appreciate the active bystander. Don't tell him, don't discourage them like that. Next slide, please. What are the wrong things to say to the victim? Never blame the victim. Unless you go through something like this, it's impossible to understand how much of pain they go through. It is wrong to say why you went at night. Why did you have to park your vehicles there? Why did you call your family, not the police? Don't say such things. Our mind would be in a blank block state. It would be very difficult to take a decision. You would have tried our best to save ourselves. Please understand. Next slide, please. Again, a reminder for your posters. Next slide, please. And will you all tweet this? What will you tweet? Hashtag Dheera together and reach the target of 1 lakh voices saying no to violence against women. I have come to the end of my presentation. Next, Dr. Sajna, Head of the Department OBG at Pinnacle Institute of Medical Sciences, will be addressing the next 2 topics. Yeah.
Hello children, good evening. Can you all hear me? Dr. Shailja, am I audible to you?
You keep changing your slides accordingly. We'll change it here. We have connected a CPU and we are projecting the slides separately here.
I'll try to change myself. If I cannot, I'll ask you, Dr. Shailja.
Madam, your slides are not being projected here with the projector. We are projecting separately. You keep changing and speaking, and as you change, I'll change the slide here also in my projector.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It need not be slideshow, madam. You do it in your
Or else you do one thing. You start projecting. I'll start explaining from here. That should be okay.
Madam, you will not be able to see what I am projecting. Laptop, you can see only the student.
Oh, okay. Then I'll start projecting my slides. Okay. Please make me the presenter.
Change the slide.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Children, today's topic is, we have come to the last session. Under that, we'll have two topics, bridging the gender divide and then peer pressure. How do we decode peer pressure? Okay. So you finish what is war, how do you face war, and what are the roles of bystander. Now coming to the gender divide. What do you mean by gender divide? What is gender divide? Can any one of you tell me in simple words? Okay. So gender divide is a gap or discrimination between different genders in the society and in turn the labor market, business world, including inequality of opportunities, pay and progression. That is gender difference between the sex, a male and a female. So that is gender. How do we build the gap, or how do we build the gender difference? That's the aim of today's session. Okay. I'm sure my colleagues have said regarding pre-test, post-test, and your feedback after the test, your certificate will be awarded only after the test. So these slides, what did you say this? There are names representing Harsha, Nayan, Nirmal and all. So do you really mean that Harsha is always a male or a girl, or Nirmal, it can be a girl or a boy, or the same thing, Nayan, it can be a girl or a boy. Shiva, it can be a male or a female. So, and the other slide, do these traits always say whether it belongs to a male or a female? Do you mean to say that males are active all the time and females are inactive? On the other end, males are creative and the females are not. And males have leadership qualities. Males are artistic and females are more gentle, and males are more ambitious. Males are more competitive. Does these traits really symbolize that males are so and females are so? No. What is gender stereotyping? Again, you should know what do you mean by gender stereotyping. What is that? It is somewhat you're saying that, okay, basing on the sex, you're saying that this sex will do well. Only boys can do that. And only boys can better perform in such activities. That is called gender stereotyping. Okay. So based on the, it can be a positive or negative. For example, you can say that women are nurturing, women are weak. You can say that males are very good in driving. Is that so? So this gender stereotyping refers to the practice of ascribing to an individual women or men, taking their sex into consideration. Okay. So it is so much ingrained in our culture that you have to change that, you know, it has become a habitual response, because films and media also show on reward violent male behavior, and parents at home, they are more likely to punish their sons rather than the girls. And parents can always tolerate the violent behavior or mischievous behavior of the boys rather than girls. Alani girls can, if they are aggressive and if they're showing leadership qualities, they say they are bossy. They don't understand that girls are very responsible. So do you think this gender bias is a social event? Yes, it is a social event. In in developing countries like in India, women or girls are very much oppressed officially and unofficially at home and in workplace, because chinnappu nunche the girls are trained that you better stop going to school, intlo kuchuni inti panlu cheskunta undu, or else a boy and girl are at home because of the financial aspect. Boy is preferred to send to school, and girl is remained at home looking after the household. This is what is happening. And then coming to the workplace, if any woman gets pregnant, she'll be fired from her job. And there will be a massive pay difference between a male and a female. If the girl is doing the same work, she'll be paying less compared to her pay. Or if I am operating well, I'll be paid less compared to my colleague. So this is what is happening here. No woman is safe from sexual harassment such as eve teasing. And also in our society, they say we are treated as goddess, but we always wanted that better we be treated as human being. Endukante goddess center. Even a single mistake has happened on the part of the girl, then that's all. They'll take her away her life. They feel that living life itself is not worthy. That's what is happening. So we don't want to be treated as goddess, but we want to be treated like your past, like human beings. And is it a level playing field? No. At present, we consider it is not a level playing field. What do you mean by level playing field? Level playing field ante both the groups or both the sex, both the teams should be given equal rules and regulation. They should have equal chances for the progression or for the success or for the rewards. Rendu group boys and girls, or girls ki boys ki same rules undal, all the rules in favor of boys, then that is not a level playing field. That's what is happening. Why are we saying that? In a country, in some countries, women are not allowed to go and cast their vote, and they're not allowed to take their education. So that's what's happening. So it is not a level playing field, and women are not given even equal opportunities at work. And they say one man's voice is worth than many women's voice. And also women are not financially independent. For single pie, for single rupee, they have to depend on someone else. So there is not enough representation for women in many fields, including politics and leadership. So you all agree if I say that in the country law, how many women presidents have we seen? How many women CMs have we seen? That's what is happening now. And so for this, to get rid of this, all the genders have to work together as allies, means as a friend. So to create gender neutral, gender responsive, and gender equal society, and to remove or eliminate gender inequality and gender bias. Okay. So, and one more thing for the boys, it's not enough to be quiet.
Madam,
Sorry?
you go ahead, madam.
It's not enough to be not doing harm. It's not doing any mischievous or not committing any violence, but also you should be willing to take up 8 active steps. Our steps and the first and foremost important is share the care. How is that? Women take 3 times more unpaid care and domestic work than men. So intlo pani ammalu, pinnilu, sisters, grannies, anta chesta untaru. So what they need, that simple at the end of the day, elli vaal pakkan kuchino oka chinna kiss or chinna hug, that's all is enough for them. And they spend so much energy and emotional labor. Instead of going out and working, instead of widening their horizon, instead of advancing their career. So while career kuda aap cheskuni, okay, nenu office work velte intlo pani evaru chestaru, intlo baby ki food evaru istaru, so better I stop my professional career and I stay back at home. This is what is happening. Well, what is happening? Ultimately, they are losing all the interest. They don't have time to do whatever they want. So, I mean, how you can share? It doesn't mean that you also have to do the same work, but sit with them at least for 5 minutes or 10 minutes in a day. Talk to them, ask them, take them out for a simple ice cream, or ask them to watch whatever movie they're interested. This is how you share your care with them, and encourage women take up their own interests and hold yourself accountable. So you have to respect men and women equally. You have to be very aware and sensitized of your own behavior. So children, am I going very fast?
No, madam.
Okay. So you have, if you're being commented by someone, try to correct yourself, change yourself on the right side. Okay, that's what we wanted. And of traditional masculinity. So it is a Western culture where they say macho male, alpha male, thinking that males are very competitive males are very efficient in doing that. We have to change all those notions. Allow yourself the freedom to break norms and challenge stereotyping. Treat everyone in the same way, regardless of the gender. Do not excuse men just because they are your family and they are men. We wanted sensible male fashionable, not the alpha male. So you always should remember that sensitive men will change the next generation. It's not the alpha men. So you should trust that men are emotional. Men do cry. Men do break down. Men get anxious. Men also get abused. They also feel insecure at times. Let's support men. Let's encourage men. Don't belittle or silence men. Men also struggle. This is what you have to believe in that. And always respect other choice. Okay, consider the situations or circumstances that make you very uncomfortable, that makes your life different from others. And if you're not comfortable when someone makes you, you have to ask yourself, why am I undergoing all such things? And do not judge or shame them of their choices. That is very, very important. And you should know about consent. What do you mean by consent? Consent means you're giving yes to someone. If she was asking for it, you are saying yes for someone. That is what is consent. For any activity, a consent is needed. But boys will be boys is never acceptable. Never. And then this consent should be always phrase in terms like phrase means it should be freely given. It should not be biased. For example, if you want to go out for a picnic, you should have free liberty to say yes or no. And whenever you want to drop down from the picnic, that should be reversible. And you should not be biased saying that, oh, I said yes, now how can I have an important work to do. How can I stop going there? And it should be informed. You should inform your elders or parents at home that you're going out, and it should be specific. If you're planned for a picnic, it should be only for a picnic and it's not for a night over or something else. So try to understand that should be very specific, reversible. It should be freely given and it should be informed consent. Consent is very, very important. And the important thing, sexism, call out sexism and harassment. Sexism means you're believing or you're trusting or you're thinking that one sex is better than other sex. That is very, very bad. Okay. All women experience sexual harassment at least once in their lifetime, and women experience sexism once in a week. Call out such behavior in a safe, respectful manner. And you always better to be a bystander, and also that to active bystander rather than passive bystander. Do not excuse your relatives or friends or family or co-workers. That is very, very important. If you say it, you have to name it and stop it. And then you have to challenge gender stereotyping. That is very, very important. Challenge any notions of gender, like women are not good at driving. The counter the argument with very, very good examples. And then believe in service that Dr. Sailja is always saying, never blame a victim, always listen to the victim and always support. That is very, very important. Anytime a proud survivor speaks about her, you better listen to her. And then if you're not going to listen to that, toxic culture is going to flourish. Okay. Be an ally or a good friend and offer unconditional support to that. And whenever you Google, you see nowadays, it's surprisingly, women should stay at home. Women should not work. Women should be seen, not to be heard. It's high time we change that. Okay. But how can you change that narrative? You have to make a gender neutral society. Okay. So we can do anything, be anything. Okay, registration and post-test is very, very important for your certification. Okay, Dheera, together, say no to violence against women. Okay, this we have come to the end of the first class. Okay, we move on to the next session.
Satna madam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
We don't have a mic and speaker system, madam. So although you spoke very clearly and very loud, the girls are shouting here. You do if I take up the last session?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, ma'am. I'll end up doing the last session because it's
okay.
sitting quiet because audio is not loud because There are no speakers and mics here.
I'm sorry. Okay, please go ahead, Dr. Shailja. Thank you.
Put the
Yeah,
last.
okay. Yeah.
I understand it was not very audible.
Yeah.
The main theme of what Madam told you is, boys, please understand your mother. If she is a housewife, a homemaker, is doing more work than people who are going out and earning. One single thing, sit at home and try to do whatever she is doing the whole day. You will understand how much she is going through. She is not asking you to do all that. She is keeping everything ready for you. Just understand that she is helping you. Try to help her when it is possible. You saw the picture where she is multitasking. She is doing so many things at a time, which none of us can do. Even I myself am both a homemaker and a working woman. For those women who are working and handling family at home, it becomes even more difficult. It would be easier if somebody helps out doing things at home. I have my mother-in-law at home who is my backbone. She is only a homemaker, but she does more work than me. I am here today simply because she is helping me out. Please understand how they have sacrificed their dreams, sacrificed their interest.
వాళ్ళ ఆఫ్లైన్ నాది వినిపించట్లేదంటే సెషన్
Yeah, 3 months, please share the last PPT, decoding peer pressure. Freeman, can you hear me?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Please share the last PPT, decoding peer pressure. Yeah. The last topic of today. Thank you for sitting so patiently. Decoding peer pressure. Next slide, please. Our main highlights are identifying a toxic environment, telling you about good versus bad touch, the concept of consent, which Madam has started to elaborate, and the power of a small word of 2 letters. No. Next slide, please. Again, reminder for your post test. Next slide. Yeah. So, what exactly is peer pressure? Group లో కూర్చుని ఉంటాము క్లాస్ లో ఒకళ్ళు సినిమాకి వెళ్దాం క్లాస్ అయిపోద్ది అంటారు. మనకి ఇష్టం ఉన్నా లేకపోయినా మనకి చదివి కూర్చుని చదవాలనిపించినా అమ్మో గ్రూప్ నుంచి మనల్ని ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసేస్తారు. వాళ్ళు చెప్పే చేయాలి. Getting influenced like that, either in a good way or bad way, is called peer pressure. It can be any influence that peers have on each other to conform to particular behaviors and personal habits of a group. Most of the time, you really don't realize that you are under peer pressure, but it has enormous effect. Next slide, please. It can be either spoken, unspoken, direct or indirect, negative or positive, having a good effect or a bad effect. I'll elaborate each one. Next slide. Yeah. Look at this picture. Outward you see he's hugging her, but he's stabbing her in her back. What are the signs of a toxic environment where your friends make you feel bad about yourself? Each one of you has their own good character which have to come out. We have our positive points, we have our negative points. But if our friends highlight our negative points, you should understand that this is not healthy for you. That your friendship should be on the terms equal to all of you, not on the terms of the other person only. You don't know where you stand. Constantly they are gossiping about somebody. Then they can gossip about the third person in front of you. They can as well gossip about you in front of somebody else. You should understand that. When effort is one-sided, you are trying to be friends. They are not giving equal feedback. They don't respect your boundaries. You feel very pressurized to do things which you really don't want to do. There's a competition to be popular. And you are terrified that one mistake and they leave you out of the group and encourage your bad habits. This is where you should understand this is the environment toxic for you. Next slide, please. How to avoid these uncomfortable situations. Avoid going out with strangers. Just because somebody is your friend, don't try to go out with them. You should really know the person before going out with them. Make sure your family knows where you are going. This age group, and after you go to intermediate, like Amma and parents, your safety will be undermined if you start thinking like that. Your parents and your teachers are your best well-wishers. They never want something bad to happen to you. You want to do something, you just tell them, I want to do this, I'm going out this place, I'm doing this. Just inform them. Keep a phone with you, which I think all of you are doing when you are outside school. Respect other people's boundaries. Draw your own boundaries. Do not people cross your boundaries. Be confident to say no to anything you are not comfortable with. Don't say maybe, see a cut. No, I don't want to do this. Dial the number 100 if you think you are in danger. Next slide, please. Not only boys, girls can also be toxic. So what type of boys or girls we avoid? Girls who think it's unmanly to cry. It's okay for a male person to cry and vent out their emotions. It's not wrong for them to bring out their emotions. Girls who slap their boyfriends, who are totally materialistic and who call other girls by bad names, who don't respect your physical boundaries, who call them a girl thinking this is a joke, and who don't think men can be victims of abuse and rape. Avoid such girls. And boys who are against feminism, who don't respect their mother, who don't presume that girls should be like this, boys should be like this. Girls can never be equal to boys. Boys who think like this, avoid them. Learning to differentiate toxic people is the first step to changing toxicity. Next slide, please. What exactly is boundaries? I said you should respect other people's boundaries. At the same time, draw your own boundaries. One thing I tell you, in this world, you are the most important person for yourself, and this should never change. Think about yourself before you give importance to somebody else's opinion or trying to be with them, although you don't want to do what those people are doing. Set boundaries you are comfortable with. You can say, I'm not comfortable with this phone call. If you continue to shout at me, I'm going to cut this call. I don't want to go to that place. You go ahead and go. Or you take some excuse, have some work to do, or divert the issue. But when you respect yourself only, the other people will respect you. Set your own boundaries. Next slide, please. Good touch and bad touch. Your teacher must have already told you about this. Good touch is only handshake. No other touch is completely good. The areas which are in yellow, you can allow a person to touch them only if you are comfortable with that person. You will not allow any random person to touch those parts. You will not allow a stranger to touch those parts. And the color red which is highlighted, that is a strict no. You must not allow any person to touch those parts. At any cost, for no reason, any person will touch you in that part without your consent. Next slide, please. And madam said consent. Did anyone of you see the movie Pink? Is the movie you watched? Raise your hands. Anybody saw the movie Pink? Anybody has seen? Nobody? If you understand this, please go back and see that movie. That's a beautiful elaboration of what consent means. You should understand that if a boy has invited a girl to come for coffee, he says, alcohol or under pressure. It should be given willingly. And understand one thing, if a girl says yes, comes with you, she has a right to reverse that consent at any point of time. Middle of the conversation, she says, I'm not comfortable, I'm taking back my consent, I want to go back. Respect her no. Respect her decision. Always ask for consent. Never assume consent and respect her decision. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. Stand up to peer pressure. I said already, don't say no. Maybe if you want to say no. All girls, remember, you must be strongly able to say no if you don't want to do something. Be courageous to say that. Leave the field if you don't want to be there. Make up an excuse. Change the subject. Suggest a better idea. Find some way to get out of that situation. Don't do things because somebody is forcing you to. Next slide, please. We are all dreaming for a better future for our generation. We have come here to sensitize students of your age group, hoping that your next generation, based on your line of thought, will have the courage to create a better future. Next slide, please. Who is Malala Yousafzai? Anybody can tell me? Yes. What is she famous for? She won a Nobel Prize. She fought for the right of education for girls. She had to face an attempt of murder because she wanted to go to school. How lucky we are. We are being given the right to free education. Compare and Chinese are online. Still she is fighting for it. She didn't go back because she faced murder. She came back, she fought for her life, and she is still fighting for that cause. She said, I want every girl to know that her voice can change the world. You only need to be courageous to bring out your voice. Next slide, please. Again, a reminder for your posters. Next slide. A big thank you to all those who helped us collaborate on this project, Dr. Santa Kumari, Foxy President, and the entire team Dheera and the contributors. These PPTs were prepared at the national level and sent to us. Next slide. And this is a huge list of artists who worked at the ground level for that this PPT to come to you. Shall we give a round of applause for them? Big thank you to all of you who sat through the 1.5 hours we tried to work out the technical issues here. I hope what we spoke to you today will bring some change in you. Just put up your hands and show me the universal distress signal. And what is the child action number? One girl can come forward. One girl can come forward and tell me the 5 T's. Please. Come here. You don't be audible to the record. Come here. What's your name? Didi. You'll have to put this laptop here for them to be able to see you. Yeah. Her name is Nandini. Go ahead, tell me the 5 T's. Direct. Explain. Delay. Document. Delegate. First try to distract, then try to delay, then try to delegate, ask for help, then try to document, and last option if you are safe would be direct. What are the 5 T's? Distract. Parents must be waiting for you at your home. I'm ending this session here. Big thank you to your principal, Mr. Venkatesh Rao. ma'am will end the session here.